Okay, this is going to be a short one because I don't know as much about the topic yet. But quick introduction, this is me, Nena. This is a new channel I have started just to talk about some problems with the trans privilege movement and all of the repercussions of that. So recently it's come to my attention and to the attention of many gender critical and radical feminist people on the internet that there is a man in Ontario, I believe, Ontario, Canada, who 1 year ago or something along those lines decided that he's a woman now, magically, and he now gets to go to school where he works as a teacher. He gets to go to school in his fetish gear. So he's wearing these large plastic breastforms. If you don't know what that is, you may have seen it in like Drag Race and other drag shows. It's kind of like a vest made of like silicone with fake breasts attached to it. So he's wearing these large, like comically large breastforms that are like the size of like a really fat cat or something, like each, with like extremely visible nipples. So this is clearly in like a ratty blonde wig. And he is the shop teacher, it seems, or at least the videos and the pictures I've seen appear to be done in like a woodworking kind of environment. The kids are just being subjected to this. They have no choice in the matter. And no, can you imagine having to talk to this creepy dude in like fetish gear with like huge fake boobs that are like impossible? Like he can't even have his hands meet in front of his body. Like they're impossibly large, and they are definitely breast forms. They're not real. And even then, if he had chosen to somehow get surgery to do this, it would still be a choice, but they're definitely just things that he's strapping to his body every day, along with his like ratty blonde wig. Can you imagine if a woman did that? Like if a woman was just like, yeah, I'm gonna show up with like big fake tits where the nipples are poking through all my clothes and my clothes is half transparent, and I'm just gonna wear like a super short shorts and stuff like that. Can you imagine? Even if a woman had like regular breasts where the nipples were like partially visible, which is natural because we have breasts and we have nipples, and sometimes they show through clothing. Even in that case, can you imagine a high school female teacher getting away with that, like without parents complaining, or like the staff managers or whatever telling her, oh, you have to either wear some sort of compression garment or something, some sort of way, or like wear a loose fitted vest over your clothes or whatever in order to like hide your breasts somewhat. Like there's no way a woman would get away with that, even if it were like naturally occurring. Never. Like, and it would be completely wild for a woman to start like dressing like this, like strapping huge fake tits to herself for like attention at work. There's no way that would be allowed. She would be instantly fired. They'd be like, what's wrong with you? But because it's a very special man who's doing it, then it's fine. Like he has this unassailable mystical identity that he can just claim, and then that makes him free of any criticism. There's nothing you can do about it. And they're just like, yeah, here's a Twitter thread about it. Quote, the kids here definitely don't think it's normal, but realistically, we can't say anything. Last year, the teacher was a man, and I don't think the school can fire him. This is Oakville Trafalgar High School, apparently. Again, I'm just going off the information that I've found so far. I am not able to like specifically confirm or deny because I do not know for sure, but it does seem to be the case. Oakville, and this seems to be Stephen Hanna, and that would be confirmed seemingly by some quotes of Mr. Hanna just going to work, etc. Yeah, this is horrifying. Also, this cannot be safe in a a woodworking environment. Like he's definitely going to get one of those like fake tits like trapped in a buzzsaw or whatever and get pulled in. Like it's just this is so misogynistic and creepy and really inappropriate around children. People are like, oh, they're high schoolers. They're still children. This is really inappropriate sexual behavior in a work environment and in a school environment. I don't know why men are allowed to get away with this as long as they claim this special mystical metaphysical identity that can in no way be like validated or whatever. Like, if a man were doing this, like strapping a comically large wiener to his crotch that you could like always see the outline of, and it was like flopping around during lessons, and he was just doing that for his own sexual pleasure, and he didn't claim some special trans identity, you'd be fired instantly. Are you kidding? Like, even a regular man couldn't get away with this. Like, the only reason this man can get away with it is because he's given this like mystical, uncriticizable like label. It's sort of like how priests were. You know, priests were able to get away with all the heinous things they did to children mostly, and some women as well. And men, grown men as well. There was some really terrible stuff going on because they were seen as this untouchable caste of men. You know, they couldn't be criticized, they couldn't be touched. When you create this sort of like uncriticizable caste of men, you're going to get a lot of creeps who are going to use it for their sexual gain. And we know this. We know this aspect of male sexual behavior. This is so horrifying. I don't know what we can do about this. There's a school board website for those who do want to, you know, maybe write to school officials about having this fetish paraded in front of children without their consent. Like, why is it okay to make children participate in your sexual fetish? I do not understand. Yeah. Thoughts, opinions, I don't really want to follow up on this because of how disgusting it is, but I suppose I will, because this is just, no one can see this and be like, well, that's fine. And yet people are still going to defend him. Or the TRAs are going to be silent as usual. They're going to claim he's not, like, no true transman, like, fallacy. Like, no, he's not actually trans or whatever. Or, yes, he is trans, you can't criticize him. Like, I just don't even know. Like, how do you look at this? Like, I want to know. Trans rights activists, please look at this and tell me, what is your thought process? What does this make you feel? Do you care that this is being done to children? Do you think this is fine? Do you think men have, you know, every right to parade their sexual fetishes in public and that everyone else has to conform to that even if we don't consent? Like, what is the thought process to seeing this and being like, well, that's fine. This should be done in our name. I want to know. Like, I really want to know. Because even when I was on the trans rights side, I would never have approved of this. I would have been like, no, that's not okay. Like, absolutely not. That is not appropriate. So I want to hear it. Let's see what these people think. I doubt anyone will have the guts to comment without trying to weasel their way out of it, but it would be nice. All right, guys. Sorry for the little rant, because I can't with this. Ugh, bye.